So anyway, let's get this off here. All right, so what I want to do is I want to have this way a little bit more. So, and I want to be able to use this. So in order to do this, I have to cut this up more. And that'll let me bend this back so I get more of a cant on it. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to accomplish here. But it does work, which is a good thing. I'm having a problem with this glue. Now, I was really telling you guys how well this glue does, and it was doing really good. I just don't remember what I was using it on. But apparently it doesn't work on everything. I mean, it's got a little brush, so it's one of those things to where you don't need a lot. I mean, that's small. But I just tried doing two things with it, and it didn't stick to neither one. One of them was a little nose piece that plopped off, and I had a couple extras. So I tried to put that on there, didn't work. Then I tried a piece in there on it didn't work. So I don't know what seems to be the problem here. Okay, so I gotta cut this off. That'll bring that around. Let me get that saw. Why not? Seems to have worked just great yesterday. I'm not crazy about the lock on this one. I can probably adjust it a little bit. It has that little trigger lock right there, but when there's pressure on it, it doesn't want to work quite that easy for some reason. Well, even now without the pressure, it sticks. So what I need to do, and I've tried oiling it. I think I'm going to make it a little shorter so it'll drop a little bit like that instead of locking it. Anyway. Okay, George. Let's see. This may not work. Seems that I can't get flat. But these are a little on the touchy side. Hopefully. Well, first I gotta try to straighten this out a little bit more. There. Okay. Now let's put this like this. Stop getting caught on it. Hey, Bertha, don't be dropping you on my toe. There we go. Okay, so now when I put it down, it's going to be more. And now I'm going to take this one and kind of do it the same way as I did before. I want this down and back. There you go. Okay. Now, if that works, we'll straighten it out and pop it in place. Oh. You guys see that? That's right on the money. Right on the money, honey. That was a good guess. That was an educated guess. Let's put some of this back on there. So this is done. It was working. I did feel it. But because it was shooting high up like into the door jamb and the ceiling, and heat naturally rises, it wasn't coming down quite as fast or as far as I wanted to. I guess I could have done something by throwing a fan in there, but why do I need all these fans? I got a fan on the system. You know what I should do? This stuff here does rip a little easy. However, it doesn't come off with the heat like a duct tape would, like the other stuff. So it may be a good idea for me to put some of the other tape down and then just put some of this over it. Now this was cheap. This was, they wanted $6, no. Yeah, $6.99 for a roll versus this brand, which is Duck, D-U-C-K tape, 2 for $6. So I said, well, you know what? The other one wasn't doing any better, the 3M stuff. So we'll try this one. It's cheaper. So if it's going to be no good, I'd rather it be no good at a lower price than to buy something that I think I'm getting a good product and I'm not. I mean, you can tell this isn't quite as heavy. I can actually see through it. Yeah, I'd be able to read through this. I was up at Cabela's quite a while ago. I don't even know how long it's been since I've been to Cabela's. Long time, that's all I know. And up in the tent area, they're hunting and camping and all that area, they had a duct tape of some sort. It was a little expensive, however. If I remember right, it was like 18 bucks for the roll, which was a little expensive. But that year, the back actually wasn't on yet. No, the back wasn't on yet. And we weren't using that little shed over there for wood, as a wood shed rather. So what we did was, I got some of that gray conduit type pipe, and I made like a little igloo, if that's what you want to call it. More of a, like this. What I did was I cut off, well, I didn't, I took, because one piece was bigger on the pipe, because it's made for running wire and things. So I put them together, and I brought them down, and I drilled 1-inch holes every 16 inches apart on a piece of 2x4. Brought them down, stuck them into the holes. Then I put heat shrink over it. Heated up, it shrinks. Everything got nice and tight, and it was 8 feet long, and I was able to stand up in it, and it was probably 5.5 feet or so, 5.5 feet wide, 6 feet. But where I'm going is, on some of the spots, when you're putting the heat shrink on, I didn't have the big roll, I had a smaller roll, which means you had some overlapping. Now it'll stick to itself, but you always want to kind of help it out a little bit if there's a lot of tension on it. So I used this tape, and it was out there all winter. And the following winter, because I used it 2 years, and that tape never came off. That tape was good stuff. But it was also expensive. So it's something you wouldn't want to waste on anything. You definitely want to use it to, like, maybe repair a tent. You know, that type of thing. Hold on a minute, I'm just looking at get this little foil off the paper here. Come on, be nice. Ah, there you go. Thank you. That's a shame. Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton. Thank you. Oh, here's some duct tape over here. Now this is the 3M. Now, I'm thinking that this is almost it. I don't really think I have any other modifications that I'm going to have to make to this. So I'll probably end up just dropping a small, short, self-tapping screw in there. I don't need anything super big. Okay, okay. Phillips. Drop a screw right here, just to So I just tested out the webcams, because there's a test that well, actually Ray and I both have to take it. It's what do you call it? A refresh. And it's not an online. As a rule, we go down to the station and take it. But meaning New Haven. But because of what's going on, they're holding the test. They're still doing the test, but they're doing it through Zoom. Zippity doo dah. So I've got the webcams, but I never used them, to be honest with you. I don't care for that. You know, I haven't even made any of the meetings, monthly meetings or special meetings or any of that. Because I just don't care for the webcam stuff. Now, I do have a camera. I bought one just recently, and I have one from some time ago. Did you see what I did with it? Oh, there it is. So anyway, I figured, well, the 23rd, Ray's going to come over here, and we'll do it from here. So let me get hooked up to make sure it's going to work, and I'm glad that I did. I have both of them hooked up. And they're different angles, so whichever one is going to work best to where we can kind of both be there, that's the one I'll use. But I did a quick recording on it just to see, and it had a buzzing behind it. I said, ugh. Figures, buzz has a buzz. These are just not wanting to loose up. I don't use them a lot. I really don't. At all, that is. So I had to start going through everything to figure out where the hell this buzz was coming from. Try this one instead. And I found out, after shutting down everything that was 12 volts, shutting down the 12 volt main, shutting off the radios, shutting off the lights, and after shutting all that off, I found out that it was the, I got a little monitor up there with a wireless camera that shoots out back. And that's what was doing it, the little monitor. I turn the monitor off, it goes away. I turn it back on, and there it is. There